US regulators have shut the Silicon Valley Bank or SVB and have taken control of its deposits. Now this after we saw the biggest bank failure since the 2008 global financial crisis. We will now understand how the bank's closure is impacting startups globally and especially in India. But first, let's give you a quick roundup of what all happened that led to this condition for the Silicon Valley Bank. Well, the shares of the bank lost over 60% of their value in a matter of a couple of days. How did this happen? SVB's problems were sparked by customers withdrawing their funds. Now, after there were global recession fears, several customers, several depositors were demanding their funds back. That led the bank to sell its securities positions to be able to repay these deposits. That's how a bank usually functions, that whenever you deposit money in a bank, they put that money somewhere else in investments and they don't immediately have that much money to pay back. But whenever depositors ask for that money back, these banks have to arrange for that liquidity, have to arrange for that money. So when depositors were demanding their money back, SVB had to come up with new measures to ensure that liquidity. This is where the problem starts. The bank had to sell the securities that they had, the security positions that they had at significantly less rates than what they had bought them for. The prices had fallen because of a consistent rise in the interest rates by the United States Fed Reserve. Now, whenever these interest rates are hiked, securities lose their prices. So to pay depositors' requests, the Silicon Valley Bank was forced to sell off some of its investments at a time when their value had declined. Now, the bank said that it had lost nearly $2 billion as a consequence of this. Now, a question is, what is the fallout of this? What is the fallout of the SVB bank collapse? Several reports say that deposits of several Indian startups are stuck in the Silicon Valley Bank. The Y Combinator CEO says that thousands of startups globally are at risk. He also says that it is an extinction level event for several startups globally. The Y Combinator CEO also said that startups are set to face a 10-year setback along with the innovation and tech industry. There are also fears of a cash crunch in several Indian startups because several Indian startups have reportedly gotten investment from this bank and they've also deposited their money in this bank. Now, reports say that the Silicon Valley Bank has exposure to over 20 Indian startups and the Silicon Valley Bank invested in Indian firms such as Carvale, Bluestone, etc. They were also one of the first investors in Paytm, but Paytm clarified that they had sold their stake, SVB had sold their stake and they're currently no longer a shareholder in Paytm.